It was October 11th, 1974. I was a student at the university in Salt Lake City. I was waiting for a city bus, and this Volkswagen drove by with a handsome young man in it. He stopped and asked me if I'd like a ride, and I accepted and got in. The intention was that he would give me a ride back up to the university. Instead, he very shortly took a detour, and when I questioned him about that, he reassured me by saying that he had an errand to run and asked me very politely if that would be all right and if I minded. I didn't mind. He told me he was a first-year law student, and he was handsome, and I was young and in college, and it felt safe. It didn't seem like there was any reason to be worried. It ended up that he drove me up a canyon and pulled into a picnic area. My thought was that he was intending to try to make out, and I wasn't really a make-out girl. My mind was trying to figure out ways to get out of this situation gracefully and without embarrassing or insulting either of us. He pulled into the like isolated picnic area and turned the car off. Then he turned in his seat so it was kind of facing me and leaned in really close. I thought he was going to kiss me. Instead, he said, "Do you know what? I'm going to kill you." And he started choking me. My first thoughts was that he had some really strange sense of humor. That was just for a very brief moment because he was squeezing so tightly that it couldn't be a joke. And my thinking that it was funny was all of a sudden very scary. He choked me until I was unconscious. Then I was moved out of the car onto a picnic table where the assault continued. I was beaten, and he dragged me to the end of the table and raped me. He enjoyed choking me until I was unconscious and then letting me revive and repeating that over and over. It seemed like he enjoyed watching me die. I thought I was going to die. And at that point, I didn't care. I figured that my life was over hours before. Every time he would choke me unconscious, I thought that was the end, and then I would come to again. And at the point of the rape, I just decided I wasn't going to fight. I was just done. Just let him kill me. The last thing that I remember was coming to after being unconscious. He had moved several feet away and had turned his back on me, and I was able to run. My pants were wadded up around my ankles, and I tripped and fell into a fast-moving mountain river that swept me away from my attacker and saved my life.